Bowie, super coach, hope you're well. Monday, could be an opportunity to go back to work today, but if you feel it's necessary to go back on the 6th and enjoy the rest of this week, I think that's very well deserved. But I have spoken to many of my coaching clients who the phone has started ringing and they've been somewhat obliged and obligated to start going to listing appointments and heading into the office. But look, absolutely, everyone needs a break, and especially if you've got a family, so I understand that. Just wanted to mention something quickly. Had a great day yesterday out on the harbour, and I was at my club, Royal Motor Yacht Club, which is a great community of about 1,500 members. And I was really saddened to hear one Jewish family that I spoke to who said they're seriously thinking about moving out of Australia and pulling their kids out of school and potentially moving to somewhere in Southeast Asia, just due to the ridiculous and quite duplicitous anti-Semitism still occurring. I just cannot fathom why this is happening, especially after the Jewish people were the victims last October of a heinous act of murder and torture, and there's still hundreds of people missing, and Hezbollah, these terrorists, are just running rife, and I just can't understand the hypocrisy and the irony of why anti-Semitism is now, after 70 odd years since the Holocaust and since one absolute psychopath in Germany, decided that he would simply commit genocide to 6 million Jewish people for absolutely no reason. And even though he was a narcissist and a sociopath, there was a piece of genius in him, in that after the First World War, the German people were broken. They lost the war. They were broken financially. They were broken spiritually. And this person, I don't want to say his name again, created a brand, created hope. He was just a painter on the street. And then he had the gift of being a great orator. That was really his only special gift, and just started making talks at local pubs and then in larger symposiums, and then people backed him, and there was a whole brand created around this person, and it just gave the German population hope and pride again. And then as soon as he decided to commit genocide just for absolutely no reason to one religion, one race, it's just so sad. And we haven't heard much since, and 70 years later we're dealing with it again, and I'm just really sad for that family. It just reminded me that this is a minority group that we need to support. Out of 8 billion people in the world, the Jewish population only comprises of 0.2% of the world's population. That's 15 million people, which would have been over 20 million people if this sociopath in the mid-20th century didn't conduct such heinous atrocities on this beautiful race. So I didn't hear anyone else standing up or speaking for this minority group, apart from my dear friend Erin Molan, who's very passionate about it, and good for her. And I have spoken to her about this and told her that she's definitely got my full support. And just given the woke nature of our media, she hasn't been looked favourably upon for having such defiant views on it, which I think is disgusting. So Erin, you just keep doing what you're doing, darling. You're a beautiful person. Everyone respects you. Everyone loves you. Your dad would be super proud of you. And during my selling career, I had a lot to do with the Jewish people. You know, I was selling around that Bondi to Maroubra area, and so many South African Jewish people were my clients, and they were loyal clients. They were good people, and they were respectful people. And in my personal life, I had the pleasure of being very close friends with a lot of Russian Jewish people. And again, you know, they showed me a whole different world about how they get married and what their traditions are and the food they eat. And when we think about it, in Australia, we've only really got about 130,000 Jewish people in Australia. It's such a small group out of 25 million odd people. We need to protect them. We need to have their backs, and we need to eradicate this ridiculous anti-Semitism. It's just got no place in modern day society. And as a practicing Catholic, I find a lot of synergy, as I think I mentioned before, given that Jesus was born in Bethlehem, and Bethlehem is now part of modern day Israel. And I'm certainly conscious of what's happening in that section of the world where you have 9 million Israeli people and about 5 million Palestinian people. And surely after all this time, 70 odd years, surely we can create a two-state solution, and surely there can be peace there. Let's just hope that Trump can make this happen. I just don't see any other option. I mean, when I was a kid, there was problems in the Middle East. I just hope if I have kids and then they have kids and I have grandchildren, that there's still not problems in the Middle East, in that section of the world. Surely 9 million and 5 million people can somehow live peacefully in the same region and just create a two-state solution. That's what I'll be praying for today, just after hearing what I heard yesterday, which really saddened me. So, hope you appreciate my comments. God bless, and live with virtue.